Hello once again, everybody. This is Colby here. Today for episode 18 we are going to be doing a little thing, a little unordinary. I did a lot of messing around with enchanting, a couple other things, and I just wanted to kind of explain it to you guys, anybody watching this video, so it's probably going to be a short one today. I'm spending a lot of time in my mines over by the spider spawners. I decided to go venturing, and I got lost for a good 5 hours. Now, the reason I got lost for 5 hours is because there are pretty much never-ending caves around my cave here, both with abandoned mine shafts and with cave systems and everything in between. So I went on a incredible spelunking mission, if you want to call it that. So I got a lot of iron, a lot of coal. I didn't even obviously mine it all. Some gold. Honestly, I didn't find any diamonds. I found that a little strange, but that's not an issue. I can go branch mining for diamonds if I really wanted them. With the fortune pickaxe, all I have to do is run into one group of diamonds and I've got plenty. So, a little bit of redstone. There was a lot more redstone, but it was over lava, so I wasn't able to grab that because I didn't have a bucket. As you can see, I do now, but I did not have one before. I managed to get a record from... Records are hard to get underground because of how, obviously, it moves around, the terrain moves around, it's hard for skeletons to actually shoot the creepers, but I managed to get one. I got lots of bones, which I actually had a full stack of bones. But if you see here, I have 2 dogs with me, and the reason for that is, oh, they're both sitting on, that's kind of cool. I don't even think I told them to sit. Anyway, these 2 dogs, when I found my way back up to the surface, I was in a tundra biome. I don't know if you remember the one that I found earlier where I actually found my sheep and the one dog before, but that's where I surfaced. I actually surfaced about 100 blocks away from where I was when I was doing that video as well. So the cave system is incredibly extensive. There's another cave system I want to check out too over here. This is more of the first part of what I was exploring when I settled in here. And I knew there was a lot more. There was a lot more going on, but I'd never delved in and never finished exploring. So I'll be doing that, which is why this episode will be short. So I've got my 2 dogs. I've got 4 full stacks of iron ore plus 27 more, 12 blocks of lapis, which makes 9. So that's over 100 lapis. I've got the record. These are 2 chests I found while in the abandoned mine shaft, and I only have 1 enderman. So I made quite a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna switch over to our creative server, our test server, and talk to you a little bit about enchanting. Alright guys, here we are at the enchanting table. As you can see, I have a lot of enchanted pickaxes on me. Unfortunately, in creative mode, when you go to item selection and open your inventory, it comes here. So you can't really see it unless you open this up. So as you can see, I've got a lot of different things enchanted. So let me explain to you what's going on before I start going through these. I did 50 enchantments of level 44 to 50 of bows, swords, pickaxes, and axes. So as you can see here, there's a lot of, not 50, that's for sure, but there's also a lot of axes, a lot more axes than there are pickaxes, and then there are swords, and there are bows. The reason for this is certain items have a higher affinity to have better enchants. I'll explain to you what that means in a second. So with bows, I've only kept the enchants that weren't super common. So super common would include power 5 and punch 2. The reason I kept this bow is obviously power 5, punch 2, infinity 1 is the best you can get on a bow. Second, and then this is the other version of the best, since affinity and flame seem to conflict with each other. So these 2 are my keepers as far as bows go. And then I have flame, same as here essentially, with power down 1, and this is just power and infinity. so minus the punch, which can actually get annoying, punch and knockback, so I kept it for sure. Now, the rest of the enchantments, 46 other enchantments, either only had infinity, only had flame, or had punch and power, and nothing else. I found that punch 2 can be gotten on a level 50 enchantment, and it's actually kind of common on a level 50 enchantment. So 44 to 50 seems to be a range, actually on all items, where it's essentially the same. And in fact, I've found worse enchantments at level 50 than I do at 44. So I think 46 and 47 are the sweet spots, where I'll find some of the better enchantments. Obviously, statistically, that shouldn't be correct, and 50 should always yield better enchantments. Not always, I'm sorry, but have a higher percentage of better enchantments, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Now, I haven't done enough extensive testing, but from my observations, that's what it seems like. It's that 46, 47 are the sweet spots for enchantments, because that's where I got the best enchantments I have. So we'll go over swords real quick. Right now I have sharpness 5 and looting 3. So I picked this one because it's sharpness 5, and that was out of 50 enchantments, that's the only one I saw. Yeah, it's the only one I saw. That's what I thought. So sharpness 5 and looting 3. Looting 3, obvious reasons. Sharpness, I probably would have kept it with just with sharpness 5 just because it was so interesting. Now this is sharpness 4, knockback 2, and looting 3. This is actually the sword I have on our Let's Play server, so I was kind of surprised when I got this one as rare as it is. So that's pretty neat. This is just the same sword as here with a fire aspect instead of looting, because those conflict. I believe, yes, they conflict. Sharpness 4, looting 3, and then same thing, just reversed. So those are the swords. Now swords can get all sorts of different things. I never picked any Bane of Arthropods or Smite for the reason of sharpness is all around better than Bane or Smite. Now Smite might come in useful because it does work on undead such as skeletons, which are very annoying, but you can't get sharpness and Smite. So regardless, if you can get a sharpness 5, I believe, I haven't tested this because it's on creative, and well, I guess I can still test it on creative, but I'm not sure if sharpness 5 does the same amount of hearts as Bane or Smite, but maybe I will do that as a test later on. Axes, as you can see, I've kept quite a few axes. Now, I'll go through our axes here. Efficiency 4, and breaking 3, fortune 3. The fortune 3, I went over on axes, doesn't really do a whole lot except for harvest netherwort and melons. So, you know, given what we know about melons, and so given what we know about that, fortune 3 really isn't that effective on an axe because you're probably not going to be using it for that. But if you ever were stuck with just fortune 3, you know what you can use it for. Now, this is the exact same enchantment, exact same enchantment, exact same enchantment. So right away we have 4 out of 50 that have this exact enchantment. And these are, remember, 44 to 50, so they're not always 50. Mainly because I didn't want to spend 20 hours going through to get level 50 enchantments. But come on now. I'm pretty much proven that it's not necessary to wait for 50. If you can get a 47, you should go with it, because it's not really essential that you get that 50 enchantment. However, I do still recommend going to level 50, because I don't know about you, but if I was to be looking for enchantments and I didn't have 50 levels and the first thing that popped up was level 50, I'd probably be pretty upset. So I'm still going to go to 50 no matter what. This is our efficiency 4 and breaking 3, so essentially this without the fortune, so they're all the same in my opinion. This is the same, but our numbers are reversed there. And then this is Silk Touch instead. I don't prefer Silk Touch on an axe, since I can't harvest glass anymore. It's not that useful. The reason I say it's not that useful is because when cutting down trees, you will get leaf blocks, and that's kind of annoying actually, because they don't stack with leaf blocks you get with shears. That's a little odd, but I guess they're different. So don't prefer that one, but it is still a good item to get, good enchant. And then this one I was actually surprised with is an efficiency 5. So unfortunately this is on creative. We can't test how fast this is because it's going to be instant, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be instant anyways. So that would be an awesome axe to get on a Let's Play server, or any server really, but that would be an awesome axe. Now let's go over our pickaxes real quick before we end the episode. And we've got our pickaxe here. This is the ideal pickaxe. This is the most common good pickaxe. I need to stress that it's most common good pickaxe because you get a lot of crappy pickaxe enchantments that would make you go, no, I don't even want to use it. But it's still a diamond pickaxe, and I've become spoiled a little bit by these efficiencies, but it's still a diamond pickaxe. So that is our first 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, that's right. I got 2 efficiency 5s on these. So again, unfortunately I can't test it out because I'm on a creative server, or a creative mode, whatever you want to call it. But that is something that I found is efficiency 5 can be on these items. It's just really, really rare. I think I actually did more enchantments on pickaxes. I think I did 60 on accident. So that's it, guys. I'm sure that's a lot of information you might not know. One thing you can do here in your if you don't have it like I do, which is this, I made a rough reconstruction of ours at home. It's just mossy cobblestone though, and I actually like ours better. But you can change these to wood, and then if you change the middle one, or you could change all of them if you really wanted to. But on crafting tables, let's just make this simple. So it's a little harder to do this because you've got to place down all your blocks if you wanted to, and I don't think you can do the middle one if you want to do all of them. I don't know why you'd want to do all of them anyway. Well, you can do the middle one. Just I've trapped myself. So if you really wanted to, you can't tell that these are crafting tables, but you can go like that. So that's really if you wanted to hide, because crafting tables really don't fit with anything. So I mean, as you can see here, I've tested a whole bunch of some of the stuff. Like if I was having problems in my Let's Play and coming up with something, I'd bounce over here. So that's something I really like. I was doing some pretty heavy testing with our reeds, and I never found anything that worked better than manually harvesting them. So yeah, that's something you can do. It's optional. You don't have to. You could change it just to the middle one because it's easier, or you can just change these blocks entirely, but let's just use our mossy as an example here. Like let's say you wanted to change just the middle one on a design like ours. It's going to stand out pretty bad. So unfortunately you can't really do a whole lot about that. And I can see how it looks with sandstone. That's another popular design for an enchanting area. Oops. I just got rid of my 2 efficiency 5s. Oh well. Yeah, see, so sandstone doesn't stand out quite as much, but it still looks a little awkward. So if you were going to do this, it would pretty much have to be all wood. But that's up to you. It's purely up to you. For me, it doesn't matter too much, but I don't know. That's probably because I'm more picky about what I do. I really didn't need to do all this extra stuff. I was going to play around with low-level enchantments, seeing what I can get. But I'm pretty sure I could have just thrown down another enchanting table. So difficult. Alright guys, I hope you learned something today. I know I got a couple questions about enchanting. I figure I'd go over them with you guys. And I hope it was informative. I'm going to be exploring my caves. If I find anything neat, I'll throw it into the next episode. And I will see you guys next time.